fast. These cars are going faster here than they ever have. And they go into the corner side by side, and they're actually too close together through the corner side by side at these speeds. And the car on the bottom normally loses aerodynamics and will spin out. We saw it a lot last night in the Busch race.
This is the 5th race in NASCAR's 10-race chase for the Nextel Cup Championship. The 10 drivers in yellow on the ticker at the top of the screen are the 10 drivers competing for the championship. Ryan Newman led the first lap. He gets 5 bonus points for leading that lap. More than 130,000 fans expected here tonight.
Man, I think Robbie Gordon in the back has got a flat tire or something. He's way off the plate. The tire came off his car.
The caution is out. The caution lights are on. The caution flag is out.
The left rear tire, the cap came off the tire.
I think I got a right rear flat tire.
Got no tire. I saw him get squirrely up in 3 and 4, and he was trying to get out of the way. And here's where the tire finally comes off, right at the start-finish line.
Right in front of Jimmie Johnson, one of the contenders in the chase for the Nextel Cup, that 48 car. Jimmie qualified 3rd for this race, but had to start at the back of the field because of an engine problem earlier in the week. On board with Jimmie Johnson, who has won the last 3 races at this track.
Really having trouble on the bottom up here in front of your pack, Jimmie. Checking up right here, man. Stay on the bottom. Come on. 7's right here in the middle. Side clear.
A lot of heads-up driving on a lot of drivers back there.
A lot of work was done on the racing surface here. They came in, they grinded it since the series raced here in May. That made the track surface smoother and faster, but the question is, how is it going to affect the race? You've addressed some of those issues, Wally Dahlback.
It's a challenge for the drivers because, like I said, the track is very fast. There used to be bumps up in 3 and 4. There used to be a very wide groove here. You could run right up at the top. We don't have that yet. So the cars are having to go down in the corner about halfway up the racetrack to the bottom. So when a car goes side by side, if you're on the bottom, you lose the aerodynamics on your car, which wants to make the car either spin out or actually takes the downforce off the nose. Sometimes you'll slide up the racetrack into the guy above you. So you got to be careful. You can't get away from a guy that's just so fast around here, BP.
The speed this year versus last year, 4.5 miles per hour faster. We normally see some extra speed each year, but 4.5 miles per hour is extraordinarily fast.
And tires are a huge concern here, BP. You did some work on that in the garage earlier today.
I talked to the Goodyear folks that supplies the tires for these cars, and this speed caught them by surprise. They try to take the tires right to the limit as far as grip is concerned, but this extra speed carried them over the top. And last night we had all kinds of problems. Jimmie Johnson last night, he goes down in turn 1, the right front tire goes flat, and this is what happens when the right front goes flat. There's no control over the car. In the wall you go. And
when that happens, when you're going down in the corner as a driver, you can do nothing. You're along for the ride. You just brace yourself because you're going to hit a ton. It's 195 plus miles per hour down into the corners here.
Take a look at the championship standings heading into tonight's race. The chase for the Nextel Cup Championship hits the halfway mark with this event at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Tony Stewart is the championship leader, 75 points ahead of Ryan Newman. But the logjam is from Ryan Newman back to Matt Kenseth, just 41 points.
And you're able to gain around 150 points in one race.
The maximum points amount you can gain in one race is 156. Jeremy Mayfield and Kurt Busch, those are the 10 drivers that are eligible for the Nextel Cup Championship. Stewart is a past winner here. Johnson and the 48 car has won the last 3 races at this track and 4 of the last 5. Let's take you down to pit road, get some stories from there, beginning with Dave Burns.
And Bill, you talked about championship leader Tony Stewart. Well, actually his last few weeks here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway have been very interesting. During testing a couple of weeks ago, he crashed 2 different cars. But you always learn something when you do that. Last night in the Busch Series race, the championship leader in this series nearly finished the race ahead of Ryan Newman, trying to pass him for the lead late in the race. He got into trouble and wrecked his race car, crashed again. So Tony Stewart has learned a lot about what he can do here and about what he can't do here. Matt?
Mark Martin told me earlier tonight that although we're in Charlotte, it's more like Talladega. This could be the biggest deck shuffler that's left as far as races go in the chase. Tonight, it's all about survival, looking at all the teams that had tire issues last night. He says there's so much that's out of your hands here tonight. It's more like a restrictor plate race. He is currently running 7th. Marty Snyder.
Well, Matt, Jimmie Johnson calls this his house, the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Obviously, he is sponsored by Lowe's as well. He just came on the pit road for fuel only. The reason he did that is because he started at the back of the field tonight. Officially, 41st is where he took the green flag from. He has won from back there before. In May of 2002, he won from 37th. All the way back there and made his way through the field. Jimmie told me it will be treacherous getting through the field tonight, but my plan, stay very patient early in the race and then go for it at the end of the race. This race last year sparked a streak where he won 4 of final 6 races in the 2004 season. Alan Bestwick.
Ryan Newman leads the race right now. He is second in the championship coming into the night, and Ryan won that crash-filled preliminary here at Charlotte a night ago. It was not a night without its troubles, though. Ryan also suffering from some of the tire problems that plagued last night's race and that many expect to crop up throughout tonight's race. The question tonight for Ryan and the other 9 drivers chasing the championship: which of them do tire troubles strike? How does it affect their finish in this race? Does it hurt their chance to win a championship a few weeks from now? Bill?
Thanks, Alan. You guys enjoy the race down there. There have been 93 races here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway for the Nextel Cup Series. 45 of them have been won by a guy that started in the first 2 rows. Wally, you talked about guys trying to use that inside groove to pass. Last night, 1/3 of the race was run under caution because of incidents like this.
Yeah, Stewart tried to go on the bottom side of Newman on the restart. There's just no grip. And the biggest problem is with the cars, you start to lose the tail end of a car here. You can't catch it. Once it goes, it goes really fast. So it's tough.
Here are the cars that crashed out of the race last night.
And a huge list of them.
And you can see Tony Stewart, Jimmie Johnson, Greg Biffle, Jeremy Mayfield are all drivers in the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship that ran in the Busch race here last night. There were 14 cautions, 19 cars failed to finish of the 43 that started, 67 caution laps, 100 miles, 1/3 of the race. And there is a similar concern that we could see incidents like that here tonight. Pace vehicle to pit road. Ryan Newman brings them back to the green, completing lap 7. NBC Sports Live at the Lowe's Motor Speedway, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Casey Mears slide up out of the groove there in 1 and 2. He's going to lose a few spots. Mark Martin going underneath him.
Mark in the 6. Carl Edwards in the 99.
Mark slides up the racetrack a little bit. He doesn't have the grip, and he really slides. Almost went 3 wide.
Matt Yoakum on Mark Martin.
Bill, under that caution, Mark Martin was telling Pat Trice, his crew chief, my car is just so much faster than the 41 of Mears in the corners. I'm having to play it a little more conservative, but he was concerned about his teammate Carl Edwards in the 99. He was a little higher on the racetrack in his mirror. He was concerned possibly about taking some of that air off, that spoiler, like we saw happen to some cars last night, which then they just went around and backed it into the wall.
That's it. Edwards in the 99. Carl ran here in May in the 600-mile race. And Alan, that was his first complete race here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Yeah, Bill, driver has done a remarkable job in his first full season on the circuit, contending for the championship despite his lack of experience. He has a veteran spotter, Bobby Hudson, who is constantly on the radio from atop the grandstand, coaching Carl, trying to keep him calm. Carl says, I'm a rookie. I still tend to do things sometimes that might upset the guys I'm racing with. Bobby's his eye in the sky, trying to keep him under control, keep his ambitions in check.
Carl Edwards, one of the 10 drivers in the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship. And as Alan said, spectacular season for the driver of that 99 machine. Following the veteran Mark Martin. Martin the winner last week at Kansas.
I'm told that Joe Nemechek in the 01 car might have touched the wall coming off turn 4 just a moment ago and just barely